Hey, greetings and good morning. It's me, Sam. I wanted to come online because I was watching some videos that are entitled Things That I Would Tell My Younger Self. So I thought that it would be fun to get online and to share things that I would tell my younger self. Now, I know that's impossible to do, so I'm going to rename the title to Things That I Would Tell Young Men. Things that I would tell young men. So I got to put on my old man glasses here, which shows wisdom when you put it at the bridge of your nose. And I think that the Jews, God's chosen people, got it right with the bar mitzvah at making a boy into a man at the age of 13. Because young men are between 13 to 29 years old, right? Those are young men, 13 to 29. When you're a man, when you're just men, that's from 30 to 59 years old. Then you're just a man. You're men, 30 to 59. And older men are 60 to 79. 60 to 79, and then you're just an old man after 80. But be glad that you're an old man, because a lot of men don't make it to be old in their 80s. And with, age comes wisdom, right? So be glad that you're an old man. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this video for young men is because I think you need to embrace responsibility. You need to embrace the title of manhood. You see, we live in a world, in a society where they want to keep you as children for as long as possible. They'll even tell you that your brain doesn't fully develop until you're like 27, 28 years old. Like, really? My brain doesn't develop till I'm like 27, 28? Well, what does that mean? That I'm a child? That I'm a 25-year-old kid? That's why you have college students that say, I'm just a kid, I'm a college kid. You want to embrace manhood, because when they call you children, that means they just want to dismiss you. They dismiss children. We live in a society that's children are dismissed. And you could put yourself in their shoes. If you're 20 or 21 years old, are you going to take advice from a 10-year-old? No, because they don't know any better, right? You don't take advice from a 10-year-old. So that's the way they want to treat you. You're just a kid. You're a 20-year-old kid. You're dismissed. You're a child. So you want to embrace manhood. And this is the problem with society. That's why we have a whole generation of kids that are still living, of kids, 20-year-olds, that are still living with their parents. Because they don't want to grow up. They don't take responsibility. So this is advice that I'm giving you because I wrote down a list here of advice that I want to write. I'm going to go ahead and mark these off. Because time flies. Okay? Time flies. It really does. You may be 20 right now and it seems like it's standing still. But the truth is, you're going to be in your 40s soon. And then you're going to be in your 60s. And then you're going to be in your 80s. And you're going to be like, wow, what happened? This way you got people in their 80s, they don't even realize, they don't even know what happened. How did I become old? They're not used to it, So time flies. And people are always a decade behind. They're always a decade behind. In other words, when you're in your 30s, you're doing things that you should have done in your 20s. When you're in your 40s, you're doing things that you should have done in your 30s. And so on. Your 50s, you should have done in your 40s. Your 60s, you should have done in your 50s. So it's a never-ending cycle. People are always a decade behind. So the reason why I say that is, as you're growing in your youth, is to know your youth. Understand you're young. The reason why I say this is because this is why everyone thinks they could get any job they want when they're 18 to 25, 26. Everywhere they apply, they're getting hired, right? So they mistake that for they could get a job whenever they want for life. That's wrong. People only help young people. When you're 35, a lot of people are not going to be investing in you like they would somebody who's 25, somebody who's 20. Everybody gives young people opportunity. Now, the reason why I say that is know your youth and capitalize on every opportunity that you get. Capitalize on it. If somebody hires you and you're making income, then put it away. Start saving. Capitalize on every opportunity. Don't try to, take advantage of any opportunity of any. I mean, don't try to take advantage of people. You want to capitalize on every chance you get. And the reason why is because you want to invest in yourself. You are your own investment. You are your best investment. So capitalize on any opportunity that pays you to get yourself clothing, to get yourself good transportation, to even buy yourself a home or have a place to live with your own address, responsibility. You want to invest in yourself, because a sinking ship can never help a sinking ship. So how are you supposed to help anybody when you yourself can't even take care of yourself, right? You want to invest in yourself. You want to capitalize on the opportunities that you get. You want to work hard and then play hard. A lot of people like to flip that when they're young. They want to play hard in their 20s and then try to work hard later. This is where everyone's always a decade behind. But instead, you'll want to work hard. Then you play hard. And the thing you'll realize is that once you work hard and you start building financial stability and you start getting yourself transportation, you start buying a home, and now you have a wife and a family, you're not going to want to play hard. That's a waste of time. Playing hard is a waste of time. Like going to nightclubs and spending money on drinks and booze, and there ain't nothing in that. You always want to look at yourself in a third person. Look at yourself in a third person. Pretend that you're not you. Have an out-of-body experience. Have an out-of-body experience where, let's say you're somebody else looking at you. How the way you act, how the way you're dressed. What perception do you want other people to look at you like? How do you want to act? How would you want yourself to act if you ran into you? You know what I mean? Take yourself out of the box. Look at yourself in the third person. Okay? And you want to stay the course all the time. You want to stay the course. Always have a good poker face. Okay? Always have a good poker face, and don't let things bother you. People like to see reaction, and if they know how to push your buttons and you show what bothers you, they're going to push them even more. But when they don't know what bothers you, then they don't know what to push. So the button that worked last time, your poker face, will make them think it didn't work this time. So they don't know what bothers you and what does bother you. Always have a good poker face. Avoid bad habits like the plague. Bad habits are smoking, drinking, smoking weed. Marijuana is legal to do. And do these edify you? All they do is literally you're drinking your money away or smoking your money away. Don't start a bad habit on anything. Avoid bad habits. If you already know that this is going to lead down the wrong road, avoid it. Also, go against the grain on things. When I say go against the grain, it doesn't mean everything has to be against the grain. But let me give you an example. And I'm going to show you how I'm taking advantage of opportunity now in my 40s. That's what I am. I'm in my 40s. I have a friend of mine who was getting rid of a truck. They don't have a place to park it. He wanted to get rid of it. And so he offered if I wanted to buy it. And he sold it to me for a bag of pennies. Now the truck runs pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to capitalize it and I'm going to sell it for more. Am I in a financial situation to buy this truck? No, I'm really not. I have bills of my own and everything, but I invested in the opportunity. I seized the opportunity to have a truck at a low price that I could double it and get a profit. I'm seizing the opportunity at the same time going against the grain. I'm going against what was safe. What was safe is to hold on to the money that I have. But instead, I'm investing, and now I will get more than I let go of. My point is, you could go against the grain at times. And going against the grain is actually moving. The grass is greener on the other side. The grass is greener on the other side. What I mean by that is, some people, they'll tell you, oh, well, I'm good in my neighborhood. You know, I born and raised here. Like, what does that even mean? That you're still friends with your high school buddies? Like, what does that matter? Who cares if you're still buddies with people in the 10th and 11th grade? I mean, and you're still in your same community. You should be owning your community if you're still in your same community. I think it's even more impressive when you move somewhere else and become successful and you dig your roots and you elevate yourself. Doesn't that make sense? I think so. And so the three big things that you got to understand in this world, these are the three big things in this world, how the way this world judges you, is one, your credit score. Are you good with money, or do you have bad credit? Do you get credit cards and don't pay them? You have bad credit. Two, your driving record. How's your driving record? Do you got speeding tickets? Do you have passing stop sign tickets? Do you not use your turn signal or wear a seatbelt? Do you have tickets? That's the way they judge you. And three is your criminal record. Do you have DUIs? Do you have drunken publics or possession of drugs or disorderly conducts? Whatever it is. Have you been arrested? Do you have a criminal record? Do you have a driving record? Do you have a bad credit score? Those are the three ways that this world judges you. If you keep those three clean at all time, you don't get any problems with the law. You don't get tickets for driving, and you keep a good credit score because you're good with money, the sky will always be the limit for you. Why wouldn't it? What are people going to go against you if they do a background check on you when you're applying for a job? What are they going to say? You got a criminal record? If you're looking for a delivery position, what are they going to say? You got a speeding ticket? What are they going to say when you try to get a job in positions of financial stability? They're going to say you got bad credit yourself. If you keep those three clean, you will always have the sky as the limit. And that brings me to this. There's always more money legally than illegally. Just live legally. Do what's right. You know, I have a friend of mine who lost his job in March. He worked for the government. And I was just mentioning to him, because he just bought a home 3 years ago, doesn't have a job now. He's living off unemployment. And I told him, you know, Donald Trump just signed like $100 billion, thing for immigration custom enforcement. He even knows Spanish. I'm like, get a job with ICE. You could be a translator. You could do whatever you can do. They're hiring. They're paying good. Be a police officer. These are righteous positions. There's always so much more money legally than there is illegally. And just remember, it is so easy to make bad friends. So easy. Like me, right here in Austin, you could go to 7th Street. They have the homeless shelter. You know, if I go over there with a bag of weed or a 30-pack of beer, you know how quick it would be for me to become buddies with people? Here, have a beer. Let's sit, chat. I got a half a dozen friends now. Friends, right? Half a dozen friends. That what? Like me because of my beer? Because I, smoke weed? Of course, you're easy to make bad friends. It's hard to make good friends, period. It's hard to make good friends. Easy to make bad friends. Drop bad friends like a bad habit. I'm telling you, period. All right, and the most important thing, I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but the most important thing you could do, always keep your faith in God. Follow Christ. Never reject the wonderful counselor, the Prince of Peace, the everlasting Father, Jesus Christ. You always keep him first and foremost. Period. Now, I'm going to leave you with that. I'm also going to be posting this video. It's going to be my first video on my YouTube channel, which is The Final Gospel. And we're going to get back to the gospel, Mark chapter 2, October 30th, Thursday at 10 a.m. 10 a.m., October 30th, Mark chapter 2, the final gospel. So until then, stay blessed. God bless. Talk to you later.